What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Classic Octane. I am Taylor. So I wanted to make a quick overview video of the last two bikes I built in 2020. We have a CB500 and a CB750. You guys have seen parts and pieces of these bikes, but I wanted to do a quick walk around, show you them completely done. Both of them are going to be going home with their respective owners very soon. So this is probably the last chance you'll get to see them. So we'll just start with a 500. So you guys saw this bike when I did the complete M unit install. I believe I showed part of maybe the valve seal, something else. I've did a couple of how-to videos on this bike, but this is it completely done. So this is a 72 CB500. The customer brought me basically in pieces. The engine was already out. It was already completely disassembled. And we wanted to go with this really dark, kind of aggressive look with a bright colored tank. So this is a Toyota factory color. It's called cement gray. It's like the Tundras and Tacomas and a couple of other Toyota vehicles come in this color. That's what color the tank is. He also sourced these cool kind of unique Honda logos. I'm not 100% sure where he got those from, but I will ask and put that in the description below if anybody's curious or wants to run them on their bike. This is something a little bit different than a factory Honda logo. The bike pretty much got my traditional 500, 550 treatment. You know, we went through the whole engine, top end rebuild. This one got painted black. Everything got cleaned up. Every single system has gone through. The brakes. This one does have a M unit, modern regulator rectifier, small lithium ion battery, all hidden in that little box under the seat. This seat is a tough side seat, but it's actually a custom seat because the customer wanted it just a little bit thinner than these seats traditionally come in. So we talked to Chris over at Tough Side how to make it thinner and then do kind of a two-tone leather on the sides and this diamond stitch tweed pattern on the top. And I think it came out super clean. It's running the small Kellerman auto LEDs. These are tail light, brake light, and turn signals on the rear. The front, of course, is just turn signals, but they're super small, but incredibly bright. Wheels and everything were all just cleaned up, painted black. I already mentioned going through the brakes. New rear shocks. This exhaust, I believe, is from Carpy's Cafe Racer, something like that. The customer sourced it before it was brought to me, but it is extremely aggressive, and you guys will hear it here in just a minute. There's no muffler or anything whatsoever. It's just this like side exit pipe, and that's it. That's all you got. So it's definitely... It's going to be a bit aggressive, but truthfully, these bikes aren't ear-piercingly loud, so it's not miserable to ride. You know, if you're going to ride for an hour or two, you probably put some earplugs in around town. It's fun to just kind of blast around. I've been riding it quite a bit, just getting it dialed in, and you know, it hasn't been too bad. It's actually quieter, I think, than my KLR is with the muffler. New chain, of course, you know, all the traditional stuff that I do of making sure these bikes are totally gone through. Stock front fender, chopped and painted matte black to match the accent. We actually threw on a later, this is a 7778 CB550 gas tank. It has a little gas door, as you can see, as opposed to just the gas cap on the top. And of course, we shaved that factory Honda emblem off when we painted it. Clubman style bars with the mini Speedo and tack. All the traditional controls were replaced with these Motone buttons. So for the M unit, we just have two buttons on this side. Top is headlight on, off, high beam, low beam. Bottom is the start and kill switch. Left side is left and right turn signal, as well as the horn. So that's all the controls we need. Try to make it nice and clean. Traditional bar end mirrors I always run. And I think that's it. What do you say we fire this thing up and you guys can hear it? It might be a little cold, but I think it'll be fine. So you can see it's definitely not subtle, but damn if it doesn't sound good. So the next bike we're going to talk about is the 75 CB750. So you guys saw me do a couple of things on this bike. This is the one I did the top end rebuild video a couple of weeks ago. I also did something with low compression. We bought this bike knowing it had low compression, knew we were gonna have to pull the engine out and go through it. Luckily, we got away with just new rings. It was just a stuck ring on number 4, I believe. So it probably would have come back with just some kind of Marvel mystery oil or something down the cylinder. But since it is a customer bike, I wanted to go ahead and take the whole top end apart, make 100% sure it wasn't a broken ring or anything too serious. All new gaskets and seals all the way up, just for peace of mind that, you know, they're not going to have any issues. Now it's got great compression across all 4. Bike runs really well, actually. You also saw me paint this bike. So this is a Ford Jade Green Metallic, I believe is the name of this color. This is actually a kind of homage or a clone of a bike that I built earlier in 2020. That bike was a CB550. I'll throw a picture of it up now if you guys don't remember the one I'm talking about. This customer basically saw that bike, fell in love, wanted something very similar. The best bike I had for a donor was the CB750, so we decided to do a 750 build, which is a little bit different because we do run the side covers on 750s because they have that big external oil tank, and just gave it a little bit different look than the 550 has. I'm actually going to throw a poll on my Instagram probably later today, just kind of showing both builds and have you guys choose which one you like better, because I think some people prefer the 750, some people prefer the 550. I think it's all personal preference, but curious which one you guys like. So this got the full treatment as well. It's running the Shinko, I think these are K70s. I don't remember the model of these tires. I'll throw a link in the description below. 3.5, 19 in the front, 4.0, 18 in the rear. Chopped front fender, painted obviously to match the tank. 4-into-1 exhaust wrapped with a Cone Engineering 12-inch universal shorty muffler, something you guys are very familiar with. I run on a ton of my bikes. It is of course running pod filters, factory carbs, you know, jetted to match. All of the electronics and everything on this bike were completely gone through as well. So we replaced the entire wiring harness, the handlebar controls, everything. Obviously brand new battery, regulator rectifier, turn signal, all that kind of stuff was completely gone through and replaced. We are running, I still have my key on, turn that off for now. We are running LED turn signals front and rear, running a little bit larger ones, same ones I ran on that previous build. Of course, we did a frame hoop with a center mount LED brake light, tough side seat, no surprise there. It has the MCO, what are these called, enduro handlebars. I'll throw a link to these as well. It's just a nice little bit of a raise, get you a good scrambler kind of stance, very comfortable riding position. Brand new master cylinder, brand new controls like I mentioned, bar and mirrors. These are the tough side grips that are actually the same fabric, same leather as the seat, so they match perfectly. Little mini speedo in the center with our indicator lights. This one did get brand new fork tubes. I don't know if you guys have been able to source fork tubes for a CB550. I've only been able to find them for a 750, and I'd love to have a source for those, just as a small side note. Stock headlight with some MCO aluminum mounts. Brake system, everything gone through. Of course, painted the wheels black, as you guys can see. I don't know if there's anything else noteworthy. And I think that covers most of it. Let's go ahead and fire this one up and you can see how it sounds compared to the 500. So this one's definitely going to be cold. Started it a little while ago. We'll see if I can do it without the choke. Dig this bike. This is one I wouldn't mind keeping for myself. And this thing's so much fun too. The 750s have a ton of power. They are a little heavy, especially, you know, in comparison to a 500 or 550, but they make a pretty good amount of power. They're a real fun bike to ride, that's for sure. Well, that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you what I've been working on the last couple of weeks of the year. These two are all wrapped up. I do have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 more customer builds in the works that I'll be finishing up over the next, I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks, something like that. I'll be making some videos on those, and then we're actually going to be making a little bit of a transition. I have some different goals and different things I want to focus on in 2021, but I'll keep you guys in the loop. All of you are, I'm sure, going to be on board with what that change is going to be. I also have some exciting things in the works as far as channel sponsors, and just 2021 is going to be really, really awesome. I'm super excited about it. So let me know in the comments below what you think about these two bikes. Follow me on Instagram if you want to do that poll on if you prefer the 550 or the 750. Appreciate you guys watching as always, and I appreciate all of the support throughout 2020. I'll see you guys in the next one.